Hello and welcome to K-Stop, Fuse's K-Pop podcast. Hello, everybody, and I am joined by the only woman I'd want standing next to me in 2017, Tina Sue.
Happy 2017, K-Stop listeners.
2017, baby.
I can't believe it's almost been a year since our first episode. Because we launched in February, didn't we?
Yeah, you're right.
Year?
It's coming up.
It's coming up.
We're turning 1 year old.
Sorry, I still sound raspy because I'm still sick. I was sick like over the holidays on and off. So that was the downside of my holiday break. But other than that,
I say she sounds sexy and raspy.
Thank you. Like if you want to, we can try to spin it that way. But
I think it's great.
So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get through this episode without like hacking away. But
yes.
Yay, 2017. We have like new releases a lot because we missed y'all last week because we were all like at home, or in the office to record, which sucked.
But we are back, and we are so happy to be back with you guys, and thanks for all the love you showed us even in the meantime.
Yeah.
So
thank you for voting for those final spots for K-pop Top 40.
Yes. By the time I believe this episode will publish, Fuse's very first K-pop Top 40 will have launched, will be underway, which if you've been listening to the last couple of episodes, we explained it. It's the top 40 videos of the year, all going head-to-head against each other to be named the #1 video of the year. There'll be different rounds. You'll knock people out. There'll be wild cards that'll come back. It's really, really fun. We do it every year with pop videos, and then this year we're doing it with K-pop videos. First time on Fuse. Last year was on our sister channel FM. And as you know, we asked you guys to choose the final 3 videos to be included in the countdown, and it got really, really close. There were some, there were so many different contenders, so many people who were just on the cusp of being, named one of the top videos of the year. But in the end, you guys chose with 47% of the votes about Suzy and Baekhyun's Dream, that awesome duet from the very top of 2016.
Right.
BAP's Skydive, and just getting into third place, it was B1A4's A Lie.
Yay! I love that song. I love that group. They deserve to at least be voted in. So.
Yes, it was literally by 0.03% of votes, which must mean of when just a couple votes ended up making them into that third place position. So that's the whole thing about Top 42 is that, it literally every vote matters, because even if your favorite video gets knocked out, it can come back if it had the most votes in its round. So there's all these different things. Check out the rules. Check it on Fuse.tv. I believe it's Fuse.tv/Kpop Top 40. Check it out. Really fun, and I'm excited to see who ends up getting the top video of the year. So should be fun.
Vote.
Yes. And then also, you guys know, we also asked you guys to vote on your favorite release of the prior episode. Our last episode, we talked about EXO's For Life, Hoodie and J Park's Your Eyes, and A-Pink's 'Cause You're My Star. And I believe, who did we actually end up voting? I think I voted
for J Park and Hoodie.
I voted for A-Pink, I think, in the end.
Yeah, you did.
But if their fan base is any indication, EXO's ended up killing the competition, 67% of the votes.
I figured it was going to be either, EXO or A-Pink, because A-Pink is always like this kind of like unexpected dark horse almost, like their fans kind of come out of nowhere sometimes.
They do. I 100% agree. They got second place with a respectable 31%, and
that's
then
a lot.
well, compared to 67, I guess so. And then Hoodie and J Park got a respectable 2%.
Okay.
There we go. So thank you guys as always for voting. Thank you for choosing the final 3 videos in K-pop Top 40. Make sure you vote. I think we got all the house cleaning stuff out of the way. As you guys know, you're a part of this podcast as much as we are. That's why we ask you every week to send in your questions, topics, whatever you might need. Whatever you might need us to chat about on K-Stop, using the hashtag K-Stop on Twitter. You can hit me up. I'm at Jeff__Benjamin.
And I'm at Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Yes. Leave a comment on Fuse.tv. Leave a rating, a comment on iTunes. We love it all. Check out Fuse's other podcasts, Besterday and Back of the Class. So much good stuff. So much good stuff. But
Indeed.
I think we just need to get right into the three releases that we're going to highlight this week.
Yeah, we got a couple big ones.
Yeah, it was kind of tough actually to go through who we should go through. Who should we actually choose?
We were trying to like catch up from last week
yeah.
too. But should we just get right into like the biggest release? And
ooh, yeah, I'm curious who you think it is.
It's AOA, right?
It's AOA.
AOA. They came back with a double comeback release.
Yeah.
2 singles, 2 music videos, 2 very different concepts, but both equally as intriguing and, you know, cool, I guess. I don't know. Like
already a glowing review from Tina.
I mean,
well,
you know, like AOA, I never disliked them. They just like never really won me over.
Okay.
I thought like what was the previous single called? The
Good
Baywatch
Luck.
one, right?
Good luck, get it.
That was like okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that concept was just like a little too like, I don't want to say corny, but like
It was a little on the nose.
it was just a little gimmicky for me,
Yeah.
so I didn't love it.
Right.
But they're back with I'm blinking right now.
Excuse
Me and
Bing
Bing.
Bing. Yeah.
And off the bat, I like Excuse Me a lot. I don't know
Whoa.
which one. Do you know which one's the main single? It's Excuse Me,
I
right?
think they're going with the double title tracks, like going full on, like how Big
so
Bang
one's
does.
not like second to the other.
Well, I think, you know, what always, and I'll kind of talk about this in a moment, at least how I personally feel about double title tracks, but I
Right.
think they're going full on with both of the, at least from what it seems like. I think Excuse Me got released first, I think.
Okay.
But it seems like from what I can tell, they're going full on with like both of these.
Well, I think it should be the main single
Really?
if I had to pick, because I think it's a better song and video in general.
Okay.
I don't know. I think so. The song I liked, like I listened to it first without watching the video, because sometimes I think like groups that I don't automatically like already, the video can sometimes
Sway you one way or the other.
and like more often negatively. But I like the song a lot.
Yeah.
It does sound like something I've heard before, but I just can't put my finger on what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
so
you
I think
enjoy it.
I think it's really, really catchy. But I think the main takeaway that everyone's kind of like talking about is how it doesn't sound like Excuse Me.
It sounds like
sounds like Kiss Me. And
Oh.
the whole time, because they don't really say the X parts. They're like, kiss me or
Right.
something, and then like I was just so confused for a second. So that's like they've going forward. Excuse me, that phrase has just been like completely ruined for me.
Well, see, to me, it sounds like if it kills me. I kept hearing
that could work too.
I
It just
kept hearing
doesn't
this.
sound like Excuse Me.
And I think the issue actually with using Excuse Me as a hook, but then they use the Excuse Me part.
Right, they repeat
And-
that instead.
And that's not even in English. We would never be like,
no one,
excuse me.
They
you know?
basically just made it up.
It's sort of like, so it was kind of like a poor play on like an English phrase or whatever.
Right.
Personally, I gotta say, I actually am not so much a fan
You
of
don't
Excuse
like
Me
this one?
compared to
Really?
Bing Bing, at least, because I don't know, it's just something about it didn't feel very AOA to me. It felt, not
Okay.
to say that I think groups need to always stick to like a signature sound or something like that, but a lot of these things to me felt kind of awkward with it. There was I was a fan of Bing Bing, but AOA was kind of coming off of this controversial moment, with like the history kind of, you remember that sort of very silly thing that got way blown out of proportion, and it still blows my mind that it is like a thing that people are talking about. But in my opinion, it almost felt like, okay, Bing Bing sounds like AOA. In my opinion, it has that very, rhythmic sound to it. It like has a lot of those classic, things that AOA's been known for in their music, at least. Excuse Me, or If It Kills Me, as I like to call it, it just kind of feels a little awkward. There were like those weird. Do you remember in like the dance sequences? There were like moments where just one member would dance and everyone else would stand, and then everyone would start dancing with it, with everyone.
Yeah, it was less, I guess, of a collective.
Yeah, it
thing.
just felt like they were trying. They were like looking outside the box, which is respectful, and I totally, respect the ambition. But it kind of like it just felt a little flat to me.
Okay.
Overall. Now, and then, but which is weird because I don't know why we're so opposite with this. But Bing Bing to me sounded very classic AOA to me, and I
maybe that's
enjoyed.
why I don't like it.
And because I enjoyed I like the magician concept more. I felt like okay, every girl has their own thing. They're all going for some of them are kind of hokey. It's like okay, the rings, like I get it, like
it was
very
a little
cool.
too literal for me. And I think that's what I didn't like about the Baywatch one. It was very like hit you over the head with everything.
Right. Okay.
So, and yeah, maybe
this is just our different tastes coming out,
and I
our
don't know.
preferences.
I guess like Bing Bing, I listened to a few times, and even now I can't recall what the hook is. It's just very forgettable to me.
Interesting.
So that's why, like in my mind, whatever is like the hookier sound,
Okay.
just like stands out to me. That's why I thought "Excuse Me" was the lead single.
Ah.
And I don't know. I concept wise, I like "Excuse Me" more. I feel like, I mean, yeah, they were very obvious, like this whole detective sleuth thing.
Yeah.
But they still kind of try to keep it like sexy, kind of like vintage, and not as like it wasn't like everyone was holding a magnifying glass as they danced. Like it wasn't like that. Whereas I felt like whereas the magician one, it was very, very like these are the three things that all magicians do, and that's all they ever do.
Right.
And they like really
shoved
shoved it in your face. But I still thought like the magician concept was cool.
Yeah, me too. I like that idea.
Yeah,
and it didn't feel too.
And of course, it opened with Seo Hyung walking up because you gotta start with her doing like the whole like commercially like product placement esque kind of like pose and like because she did that in the Good Luck video too. It was like her like drinking
Sprites.
like some Sprite drink. I was like, what am I? Is this a commercial?
And then she goes into the water, and I'm like, oh,
I'm like,
boy,
oh my
here we
god.
go. Yes, they're definitely milking that for all it's worth for sure.
I do think it's cute how they made a simple little like essentially a 360-degree turn. They turn in a circle with their hands up.
Yeah.
And kind of wobble. And that's their little dance.
Yeah.
But it's like weirdly catchy. I think the whole thing is just weirdly catchy to me.
I could see it going like a little viral in its own way if this catches on.
Right.
Because I don't know if you've been seeing, but on the charts, these aren't doing so great.
That's what I saw. And I don't know why that is. I don't know enough about them to make an assessment.
Well, I think there's a couple, and I was kind of what I was alluding to earlier is that the double title tracks are really hard to make work unless you're like the top of the top. Like Big Bang, it kind of works.
Blackpink kind of made it work the first time around.
They were, and I think. Yeah, and they're kind of like almost like an odd example, I feel like. Because like, do you remember like when Girls' Generation, it would have been 2015 when they did Lionheart and You Think, two very different sounds and everything. And I remember You Think it came out right after Lionheart, but it did not do as well, and like really kind of like low standards for Girls' Generation.
Right.
So I think even if you're like a very big group, like AOA is, it's really tough to go. Because it's, I think fans also get conflicted too because they want to support both of them, but then their efforts kind of get divided and they end up,
It does stress me out a little bit as much as I appreciate, double the amount of, content.
Right.
It does stress me out a little bit.
Well, here's my thing too is like, I'm almost kind of like, if you think you have two really strong releases and two really strong music videos, I say like, at least play it a little more like how typically Western artists do. Put out one, get everyone talking about this one song.
Right.
And then if you think the second song is just as strong, wait a week or wait 2 weeks or something and pull it out or do this
Right.
repackage
They
thing
really
everyone
K-pop
does.
really likes to just like drop everything and just like blow your freaking mind all at once.
But
and sometimes it just
sometimes it's just too
it's
much.
not necessary.
Yeah, or like there's always like that pre-release. There's a lot of times they do a pre-release, but I guess they were thinking these 2 singles were too strong to be a pre-release or something. I don't know. Like, this is their first full-length album. They're clearly going full out with like 2 singles, but I just think it's really tough to do 2 singles unless you're particularly if you're very strong, unless you're a really strong digital seller, like how we know Big Bang, how we know a lot of YG artists are, to be honest. Like, didn't Six Keys like drop 2 singles at the same time? I feel like I can't even keep up with all their releases, or it just always feels like you really need to have it together, like to go 2 title tracks. Like, I think if AOA was kind of coming off of a lackluster promotion last time, they needed to just have one, go full forward with it. They're clearly trying to do something big with this time, but I don't know. I feel like it would have been smarter for them to just go with 1 single. Yeah, and by 1 single, I mean Bing Bing.
I disagree, but that's fine. I did think, I guess like going back to Excuse Me, I guess like aesthetically, I liked it a bit more. I will say like the second rap part, because the main rapper is Teaming, right? The short-haired one.
Yeah. Her part was...
I thought her part was awkward.
I
didn't like it.
I remember I was listening to
I liked her in Bing Bang.
Yeah. Me too. I thought she did so well there.
I don't
and
know
she's
if
the
it's
leader.
like the pacing.
It was a weird pacing.
Or
I agree.
what? But like the girl who rapped before her, was it Choa or something?
No, that was Chanmi.
Oh, right,
who's the baby of the
and like
group.
I feel like the general consensus based on like comments and stuff, or that people liked her rap better.
I actually needed to like pause. I was listening to it this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, like this the Jimin part. I was just like, oh man, like what? It didn't flow as well.
It was a little jarring.
The mixing didn't totally work out in her favor, I think. Even though I do usually enjoy her part. So
even the dance that was happening as she was rapping, that was weird too. It was like some weird like hip rotation move.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and it was just 3 of them. Like you said, they were trying to showcase like 2 or 3 at one time. And like, it was just the whole thing was a little awkward. That was the only part about that whole release where I was like, okay, I don't know about this, but yeah. In general, I thought like the concept was really cute. And, I thought the girls looked great. I thought Seohyun looked amazing as usual. But I like that they kind of like, they gave her a lighter hair look, which I don't think she usually does light hair, like blondish brown look. So
right.
I looked good on her.
I loved her like Yuna look, who's kind of like the second main vocalist after Choa. She looked amazing. I thought, like, I feel like I've never seen her look more stunning.
I thought
Choa
the styling was really good, like all around.
Yeah, Choa looked really good. I like Jamin's looked.
I like the long hair girl who's like, she's almost always in the center. Is it?
Oh, is it Hyjung? Hyjung.
She has like long dark hair.
She has long dark hair right now. Yeah, she has really long legs. She I believe her name is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Hyjung.
Okay.
Or Yuna.
Hyjung?
It might be Yuna. But you might be thinking of Yuna, but yeah, they all looked really quite stunning. So, there were some misses with the looks, but more or less they got them all together. So, yeah, I'm really rooting for AOA. I really they have a lot of great album tracks. Like their EP was actually like one of my favorites last year personally. Okay. Like they had really good songs.
Like they got some good deep cuts in there.
Yeah, no, like 10 Seconds and Cherry Pop, if anyone listened to it. Just really good songs. So I'm excited to go through a full-length album of them, once I get a moment to listen to it. The holidays have been a tough time for everyone. Or no, I've just been very like relaxed and not thinking about anything. So, but I did watch this yesterday when it came out. So, yeah, AOA, I'm rooting for them. I hope it works out. They gotta get this together. I'm glad they're back quickly, but they really gotta make this work. Come on, AOA. I'm not letting you fall off so quickly. So let us know what you think. Do you guys agree with how they're performing on the charts? Do you want to see them do better like we do? Is Excuse Me or Bing Bing your favorite? Let us know. Who's next on the list,
Let's go into some hip hop.
Yeah.
Some Korean American crossover. We got Dumbfoundead
Yeah.
with Jessi, what happened?
Oh yeah, no, keep going. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Jessi, Microdot, Lyrics with K.B.B, which I guess the Korean title is K.B.B, which is rock paper scissors.
Oh,
So
that makes sense now.
yeah, and thank you to whoever edited that video, their official video for this, because they had subtitles. Because when you listen to a song like this, was just like straight rapping, like
yeah,
you know, if you don't know what the heck they're saying, then
yeah.
you know, might as well just not listen to it.
Speaking
Although it
about-
has a good beat though.
Yeah. Well, whose official single is this? Is it all 4 of their
I
singles?
think it's all 4 because it's not under Dumbfoundead's catalog on Spotify,
Right.
but it's like they're all featured on. So I don't think it's like anybody's like solo track.
Because I think Jessi was listed first, at least on the music video and on iTunes, I think.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, is it Jessi? But Jessi kind of only handles
That's
the
funny
chorus.
because that's definitely not her song. She's in the video. Like I love the girl. She looks so good in it. And like, but honestly, she's just behind the pizza counter whispering in that guy's ear, like, who's going first in rock paper scissors? Who's going first in rock paper scissors? That's all she says. Because I believe
That's what I do on every Friday night.
every Friday night, who's
go to the
going
pizza.
first in rock paper scissors while someone is making fresh pizza
Yeah.
in front of you. I think the premise of the video is whoever wins rock paper scissors takes home the pizza or something.
Oh, maybe
I
the
think
pizza's
that's
a
why
metaphor.
they were making the pizza. So I don't know if it's like something that's lost in translation for me, but I think they're just like literally making pizza, and she's like I was disappointed that Jessi didn't have a bigger role other than kind of just like serve face and like whisper seductively one line over and over again.
Right. But for what it's worth, I do think she did quite well at that part.
She did.
I was listening
deliver.
to it. Yeah, and I was just kind of like, bump into my own thing every time she came out. But no, I mean, every person showed up for this, for this song.
That's the thing. It was very like equally split between verse time or whatever. Like Dumbfoundead came out first.
Yeah.
And it was very seamless. The English Korean integration was very seamless because he's like, fully Korean American. Grew up in K-Town, established in K-Town. He's worked a lot with Korean hip hop artists. He worked with Epic High on their Map the Soul tour, like way back when. So he's really, really done a lot since then. And then it went into Lyrics, whom I actually have never heard of before. And after doing some research, he's from Queens. And I'm like, oh shit. But he lives in Virginia now.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
and
amazing.
he's like lives in Fairfax, and apparently every Korean person in K-pop who's from America lives in Fairfax now. Like Bobby's from Fairfax. Yu Chung from JYJ. He's from Fairfax. There's
hey,
a lot of them over there.
Apparently, they've got to do some auditions there or something.
And then it went into Microdot. I feel like we talked about Microdot before on another episode.
We must have, yeah. I'm trying to think.
I can't remember. Actually, you know what? I don't think we did.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, because he's from New Zealand, and I don't remember talking about him. We talked about someone who's from Dallas.
Who's from Dallas?
I don't know, another underground rapper. I can't remember. I'm terrible.
Well, interesting.
But I love, like, it was very, like, kind of your typical, like, bravado, but they had actually some really, really interesting lines in there. I don't know who did you like the most in terms of flow and delivery and kind of like overall vibe?
I think Dumbfoundead started it off well I think he stuck out the most in my mind, although I really like Lyrics part too. But I think Dumbfoundead he kind of like right away, and I think it was actually smart of him to go first because right away it kind of set up this very integrated in Korean to English sort of very easy flow. And like I got where he was going with it. There were lots of references to both, there were a lot of references to Korea.
Both cultures,
both pop cultures for sure.
It.
And I was like, okay, I see where he's going. I think there was like a mention of Lee Sang at one point. Or
how he wears the beanie.
Right. Yeah. Like, and so right away, and really catching
Feel
those
from
moments
Nissan.
really, yeah, catching those moments really early on. I was like, oh,
Right.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Right,
I see
right.
where
And
you're
like
going.
it really, no, I was hooked right away. And I love that like he, gave a shout out to like Gangnam where he was like, oh, excuse my language, but he was like, oh, all my bitches, they stay out in like Shingsa or whatever. And Shingsa
Yeah.
is like in an area neighborhood in Gangnam, which is, and that whole area is very like ritzy.
Right.
So like Shinsa, like so he's basically saying like there's levels to this shit. I roll with like these fancy bitches. So I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
And like I really like Lyricks' flow in general.
Yeah, I do too.
So I'll need to check his shit out after this. I don't really know anything about him.
Representing Fairfax. And, like you were saying with the lyrics in the video, too, in particular, I thought that was what I particularly loved is that sometimes if there are lyrics or, subtitles to it, it'll show, literally put on the video. It's usually, if they're singing in Korean, it's in Korean. If they're saying an English phrase, it's in English. But this one had the full English lyrics and the full Korean lyrics, which I thought was so smart because it lets everyone join in,
be able
be a
to,
part of it, instead of just, for English speakers catching only the English parts, because obviously, or not obviously, but I don't speak Korean, if you didn't know. And
nor do I.
So
phrases here and there.
I would, see what he was saying, and then I'd hear the English, and see how they kind of splice it up together. And I felt like I understood better how, at least Korean hip hop, how they kind of look to integrate the English more. And I thought that was kind of interesting because sometimes it would be a phrase that looked really long in Korean, but it would be quite short, and the English would be, part of it. It was really eye opening and really smart of them because I think whoever's decision that was, it was really smart to kind of put it all together and make it make sense for anyone.
And something as like I guess simple as that decision makes a huge difference in how it I guess translates literally and figuratively to the listener and the viewer.
Yeah, and even sometimes when they have those sort of YouTube put on subtitles or whatever, lots of times it's taken very literally from the lyrics.
Oh yeah, that doesn't always work.
And it doesn't work so many times. But this, they clearly found a way. Granted, I don't exactly know the Korean translations, but at least with English, I never saw an awkward phrase in there. I never saw something.
That's what I'm saying. And I think hip hop, rap verses are particularly difficult to translate just because there's a lot of cultural references. There's a lot of slang, a lot of, words that are really difficult to translate because certain words don't exist in other language. Like how do you convey what you're trying to say while maintaining as much meaning as possible,
No, 100%. So I loved that, and I would love if that was more of the standard we kind of saw in future videos. So really big respect and shout out to them because I thought it was just really well done, not only song wise but just concept wise, video wise, what they were going for. It all made sense, even if this didn't have the most fleshed out, they weren't literally playing rock paper scissors obviously, but
they were in the background, kind of throwing out rock paper scissors, but you didn't really see a full on or
it could have, like we were saying with all the magic and spy concepts from the previous release. This one wasn't so much in your face. I got what they were going for without them needing to literally dunk us overhead in the water with it. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. I would like to see. Like I kind of said, I would love this to be sort of a standard for the future. And they kind of.
And I actually really liked the video. It was. Very no frills, but they definitely put effort into it, but it was still chill, no frills, a lot of underground hip hop videos are. But you still really felt like you were part of a little house party they had going on.
Yeah.
I will say I'm still iffy on Microdot just because maybe his bars just weren't. They didn't hit me as hard, I guess.
Yeah.
A couple of them are really silly, the baking sale one. I was like, that's corny, but I've heard worse. Like,
Right.
as a Drake fan, like Drake has dropped some pretty terrible bars, so I don't really have any place to like
Right.
talk shit about other people. But like, I thought like the whole like he was talking about bars, no Snickers. I thought that was kind of cute, but I'm still not totally sold on him.
Yeah, no, he definitely
But out
was
of
my least
everybody,
favorite.
yeah, out of everybody, I'll still say Dumbfoundead is. I liked him probably the most.
Yeah. Oh, good. We
but,
agree.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see him release something with more folks in Korea. And I like that all these people are from different places. You know, Microdot's from New Zealand. Jessi, I think she's originally from New York, but then she like moved out to California. She was like went to the same high school as Tiffany.
Right,
and
they're good
whatever.
friends, right?
And obviously Dumbfoundead's from LA as well. So yeah, I just thought it was a really great collaboration overall.
Yes. No. I'm a fan. And yeah, I just love what they're doing just in general. And you know, I would love to see like more something like that.
I need Jessi to like make a comeback though.
Yes.
That definitely wasn't enough.
I loved that. I loved that. What was it? Sesiuni song. So good.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I was like, I don't know if Jeff's gonna like this.
Oh no, I was like turning up. When I was working earlier, I was listening to it like in that little office. I was like, I don't know if anyone can hear this, but I'm just gonna keep doing my thing.
It's the AM hours. I'm way too lit right now.
Basically.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think. Whose verse was your favorite? Do let us know. #KStop, baby. And last but not least, we got the very, very varied episode today. I love it. We got the brother-sister folky pop duo of Akdong Musician. They are back with they came back last spring with their EP literally called Spring. And
They're
here they are.
Seasonal and literal.
Very seasonal
with their
and literal.
seasons.
And here they are once again with their new EP starting off strong for YG Entertainment with their winter EP and the single Last Goodbye.
Yes.
You
really like them, so you gotta kick it off.
I am. So I'll kick it off. Yeah, no, I'm a big Akdong Musician fan. I love the Spring EP. I love that debut album of them, the Play album. Right. And in my head, they can kind of do no wrong, because he produced Chan Hyuk, I think is how you pronounce it. He produces and writes everything. I think the sister, also writes. On some songs too, but they're just so impressive.
Who's older?
To me. He is.
Oh,
He's
okay.
They're quite young, like they're babies, but yeah, and I think they're just so underrated too. I think a lot of fans would agree that like the sort of being under YG kind of means a couple less releases typically for Chen Hyuk and Soohyun. But yeah, he's oh my gosh, how old are they? I really want to know. Looking it up right now. But yeah, so they kind of have this more ballady, sort of slower song. And
very folk ballad.
Yeah, and I will say I like it. I love when they're harmonizing together. I love this very warm sound. I can't help but I'm always thinking about in context or whatever. So they had this really, really nice fall ballad, like maybe 2 years ago or something. It was called Fallen Leaves and Time, or Time and Fallen Leaves. And that one was just like so stunning. Did you ever hear it? It's called Time and Fallen Leaves. It was released in 2014.
I don't know if I've heard that.
It's so gorgeous and so stunning. And it was like, once again, very seasonal, very of the time.
Yeah.
And to me, this one falls a little short of that, because that's sort of like, in my opinion, their sort of standard seasonal ballad or whatever, or at least
set a high standard.
Kind of what I expected from them. Not to say that this isn't there. Like, there's some really nice moments in it. The Spring EP was it was very, in my opinion, felt very musical theater-y almost, like very theatrical.
Oh, yeah.
It was very quirky.
What was
went
the
all over the
single
place.
that we talked about where...
It was How People Move, I think it was called, and Rebuy.
Oh, it was Rebuy. That was... it was very different for them, I feel like.
Yeah, it was so quirky. This was almost... I felt like this was once again them playing to their strengths, doing what they
it's their
do.
comfort zone.
Yeah, and so am I unhappy with it? No, not at all. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. In the grand context of things, it feels like almost like it just didn't exactly hit, take it to that next level.
Regular.
Yeah, because that first album was so good. Then they released a stunning ballad. They went kind of quirky crazy with this, last EP. And then this one, it's wintertime. I get it. They know they're playing to their strength. I'm sure the single is doing quite well, because it's very seasonal. But yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think this is something that it's perfect for the season. It's like you said, it's probably doing really well because I think domestically, kind of seasonal ballad tracks do fairly well. Excuse me. Personally, I did not like it.
Whoa.
I thought it was really boring, but I personally just don't like songs like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate the video more so than anything.
Yes.
Because it kind of really gave me this warm, comforting feeling, but still feeling kind of like there's a feeling of exploration of freedom in there because they were in their little van and kind of just driving.
Yeah.
And just gave me this feeling of kind of this, it's kind of like road trip, but not nothing crazy. It was it just felt very comforting to me.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
There was kind of this this empty road where anything is possible or whatever.
Yes.
And
Yeah. I mean, I thought, I liked the video. I probably more than past things we've seen from them because I felt or I sort of at least saw some growth from them, at least visually. For the first time, we're kind of seeing them. They had some kind of quirky, girl running after the boy moments in past videos, but this one they're both kind of seemingly interested in someone, a love interest.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of, it's no longer, they're not just kind of the quirky, silly little kids. They're sort of thinking a little more maturely. He's very getting quite close with the girl. She's quite young. Let's see if I think I don't even know if she's 18 at this point, but she's
they're very young.
They're very young. But I think they're still trying to show some growth and how they're kind of maturing as
it
young
definitely
adults.
felt like a more mature release overall.
Yeah. And then ultimately though, they're together forever in the end. They're still walking together, and singing along together. And ultimately they'll be together with each other because they're brother and sisters. And I liked that a lot. There were moments of growth, but they're still together. And yeah, I think
so where does this stack up compared to their other releases?
Sadly, I feel like it's
he's at the bottom.
Unfortunately, I mean, I just was always really, really blown away by what they did, or I thought the last album was very good. Maybe not as good as the full length album that they released, or Time and Fallen Leaves, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just not.
I will say
there.
I like the sample. They sampled Pachelbel's Canon, which I thought was
I knew
really
there was
cute.
some classical thing that I just wasn't totally putting together.
I mean, I feel like Koreans really, really like that sample because that was a very popular song at one point because in My Sassy Girl, the lead actress.
Once you mentioned that, I don't know anything about dramas, but once you mentioned that one,
it's
I
a
know
movie.
it's
It's a
huge.
movie. It was
it's
one
a
of the
movie.
most famous movies.
I thought it was a drama.
It was released years ago. And when I say years, probably 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Chung Ji-hyun was the girl, and she's really famous. And they both got really famous through that. And she performed that song in the movie. So it's a very meaningful song. So I think using that sample is really smart in the song.
Yeah.
Because as soon as a lot of people hear that, they'll probably think of that movie.
Yeah,
or they'll be like,
totally.
I've heard that before, like me. And I'd be like, wait, I definitely played this song when I played piano way back when. So yeah, it's also a very famous song in general. So I thought that was smart, if anything.
It's cool. Yeah, no, exactly. That, and Yeah, I mean, I feel like they haven't needed to rely on samples much. Like they've always kind of
I
done
thought
their
it
own
was cool
thing.
that they did that.
It's cool. It's different.
I haven't heard them do that. So.
And I haven't listened to the album yet, but there are 7 more tracks. Like this is if they went they really gave you. I mean, it's nearly an album at this point. Throw on 2 more tracks and it's basically an album. But yeah, so. I still love them. Still am happy with them. I'm not unhappy. I would just say, in the grand scheme of things, you know. But I really hope they get at least some new music out because apparently, he's going to enlist in the military this year, apparently. He just wants to get it. It seems like he wants to get it done.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because if you think about it, they had 2 years in between their last album releases.
Why wasn't he just doing that then?
So maybe he thought he was going to get another album out, but someone had other plans. But yeah, no. So I'm always curious to kind of see what they do and kind of what happens.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so who gets your vote for this year, week?
Gotta go with my hip hop quartet.
I think I do too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the overall execution and the overall.
This is 2 episodes in a row that you voted for, like a hip hop-esque track.
You think A Pink is hip hop?
Oh, you didn't vote for Hoodie and Jay Park.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, totally. A Pink is. Damn, they dropped some fire bars.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know why I keep thinking you voted for Jay Park and Hoodie.
Probably because. I don't know why, actually, Tina.
I mean, that song's more R&B, but or not R&B. I'm in between, I guess. Whatever. Okay, I mean, I'll take whatever I can get from Jeff when it comes to hip hop. So.
I love some pop.
All right,
yes.
so yeah.
All right, very good, very good. But yes, let us know what your guys' favorite release are.
I'm pretty sure AOA is gonna take it.
Vote on Fuse.tv. All right, here we go. Now we got to get into some charts real quick. Coming in at number 5. Oh, I can't even make this joke anymore because it's TT twice. I can't believe it. How did they rise back up? They came out of nowhere.
I don't know.
Here they are.
Make it stop.
I can't even pretend they're number 1 again because they're actually on the chart this week.
I would actually fall for that again. Number 1 is TT.
And even though Big Bang just released, it's TT. No. Number 4, Highlight by 17.
Okay.
I think this started rising because they released a video for it. It's actually my favorite song on the album. That's not the single.
Okay.
Their Going 17 album, the performance unit released this video. It's very good. I suggest if you like EDM or hip hop EDM, you'll like it. Okay. Number 3, Fuck It by Big Bang.
Yeah.
And I Wanna Get Down.
Still looping that shit.
You are?
So good.
Very good. Number 2, well, I guess here's the deciding of which one's more popular. Bing Bing by AOA is number 2 on the charts.
Number 1
is If It Kills Me, Kills Me. Or, I mean, Excuse Me. Yeah, apparently people are feeling that one more. So, Excuse Me by AOA is number 1 on the K-pop, in the top 5 U.S. K-pop songs on U.S. iTunes. I can never say that.
They do very well internationally. So.
Yeah, so maybe.
Good for them.
The albums, currently the top K-pop album, number 2 is Akdong, number 3 is Big Bang. So yeah, good for them, good for them. And last but not least, in our deep cut section of the week, we thought we'd started this, it's literally the first day back in the office for us. We thought we'd do a little 2017 preview, some predictions, see who we in terms of releases,
we're doing predictions?
Sorry, predictions wasn't the right word.
I was I'm not ready for that.
Who we want to see, who we're excited to see. Last year I did K-pop albums we need to hear in 2016, and that's kind of
terrible at predicting things.
No, sorry, prediction was not the right word. But yeah, just kind of albums we really want to have or we're really excited to hear in 2017. So, Tina, do you want to kick it off with something you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is my boys' Day 6.
Oh, yes. This is big.
This is big. They're doing freaking monthly releases. Yeah. Monthly singles, roughly around the 6th of each month. I guess they want it to be on a certain day of the week. So it's either the 5th or 6th or 7th or around those 3 days.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing I don't know what they mean by concert, but they're doing a coinciding monthly concert as well. That could like just be a showcase or whatever. But still, that's big. Like that's
So
a lot of
big for
work. And but hopefully this rollout plan proves worthwhile for them. And I like that they're a group that regularly keeps their fans engaged, because even when they're not promoting songs, they're doing radio shows, doing this and this, and like
doing covers.
And I really love that about them. And they're I think what it's called, like Everyday 6 is like what the whole thing's called. And the first single is called I Wait. I think that comes out like
really soon
this week. Next week.
The teasers just came out.
Right, so I'm really excited because it's been too long since their second EP.
And I'm really excited too. I think it's such a big thing for that. I feel like JYP has never kind of done anything like this in the past, like a monthly. But I think he knows that Day 6 is a different. I think they know. Sorry, not he. I think they know this is a different kind of group, and they already kind of switched up their usual plans. Like they don't really go on music shows a lot, although I think they did for the first time last year.
Right.
You know, but I think this is really smart for them. I think this, I'm like, oh, I totally get it, because they're kind of a different group in that sense. So I'm so excited. And then I guess we're going to get a full-length album at the end of the year, which I'm guessing will be mostly the tracks we heard. But
the
hey,
end of 2017.
Yeah.
That's way too
I
early
know.
on.
You better be ready, Tina. But yeah, no, when I heard that, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. What you got?
So something I'm really looking forward to in particular is the debut of Pledis Entertainment's new girl group.
I knew this was gonna be on here.
Okay, Tina, stop. No, they're known as Pledis Girls right now, and they like refuse to give up that name. But I guess so. Also coming strong at the top of the year, actually on January 6th, they're having they've been doing these monthly concerts as well, where they meet up with fans and they perform covers, original songs. But this is going to be their last concert before their debut, I guess, and they're going to release their official name. They're going to start a countdown to their actual debut, and we're just going to have some Pledis. So
how many people are there again?
So there's 10 of them, right?
Oh, my God.
10 girls in this group. I feel like we haven't had a 10-member group.
I'm already overwhelmed.
Boy.
I'm already stressed.
Well, here's the thing is that reason I'm also looking forward to them is because similar to 17 actually, and some other groups that have kind of come out recently, they apparently write and produce and choreograph all their own material, which I feel like with girl groups is quite rare. You usually don't see that a lot. So I'm kind of wondering what, we kind of hear it with boy groups. Like, we keep hearing about like, they wrote it, or he wrote the lyrics, or he produced it, or whatever. Girl groups, I feel like we're not really seeing that. I'm curious how this will be, if it's going to matter, because or what's going to kind of happen. Is this going to mean, are they going to kind of be viewed differently? Will they have kind of a different approach to fans and things like that? Also, I'm a big Pledis fan of, I think lots of times the releases are very good. They have 2 members in AOA on here.
Right.
Nayoung and Pinky. And Nayoung, who was the leader of AOA. So I'm just very, very curious. They have this really cool... They reinterpreted After School's Bang and added all new sections and rap sections. You'd probably like it if you like. They're showing a lot of promise so far.
Yeah,
that makes me very intrigued.
No, actually, that little tidbit about Bang really just piqued my interest.
I highly recommend checking it out. I start listening to it on its own. I'm like, what the heck? Why am I listening to this random performance?
Right.
But yeah, so that's what I'm really looking forward to, particularly at the top of the year.
Dope.
Tina, what else are you looking forward to?
Next is I'm looking forward to June K's next album. I think it's coming out next week. I'm sorry. All of these first half of January dates are getting mixed up in my head, but it's coming out very soon. They threw a lot at us.
K-pop doesn't take a rest. They're like, oh, it's January 1st. Great. Here's 7 new albums.
Exactly. But he actually just released what is it, Wedding Day or whatever.
Yeah.
We decided to skip that this week. Surprisingly, that was my decision. I love June K. Anyone who knows me
was.
knows I've loved him for years and years and years. The song was just like very underwhelming for me. So I'm hoping that the album itself is better.
Yeah, your wedding, which unfortunately
right.
didn't even. It had Nick Kuhn and Naya from Twice.
Right. They had great leads in it, but it's just like the video was just like really boring to me. It was just them standing there like at the altar and shit, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, that'll be out January 12th. I'm looking forward to it too because I loved not I'll Be. That was the 2 p.m. single. I loved
Think About
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still am playing those two songs.
That was dope.
So I'm excited to see what he brings out
Mr.
too.
No Love.
Gotta say.
The album title is weird though because it's called 771X3 or 14300, and I think that means like forever hottest. I love you forever.
Oh.
Or I love you for infinity because like 77 is supposed to be like the number of letters. So like forever hottest. 1 is I. I think that I've seen X and I've also seen the number 4 instead. But either way, it means like I love you, and then the 2 zeros are supposed to look like an infinity sign. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to read that album name?
Interesting. I can't.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, being all extra up in here. But looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I say keep it easier.
Right?
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it as well. My next one that I'm looking forward to, IU is rumored to come back in January.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah, and I've been waiting for a while for her. I think she didn't release anything last year, we know. The year before was the Red Shoes. Oh no, it was the 23 album.
23. It's been a while.
Yeah, so and she just always, I think like if I could like bring anyone, like this is kind of weird, or like no, I'd bring a lot of groups to America, but I really want to see IU in concert. Like I just feel like she just has a lot to show as just an artist. I think she's a humongous success in Korea. Basically, if she like, farted, it would probably go to number 1. But like, it's still like she's still just.
Like, she farted to like her acoustic like melody.
If it was like an acoustic fart single, it would do really well.
It would shoot straight to the top of Melon.
No, but I think she always brings something new, but somehow it always does quite well. And I don't know what it is. And she's had a little kind of controversies recently and things like that. But I still think there's so much to be seen from her. So much. I'm like, what has this year brought for her? She doesn't she never wants to play it safe, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
She like has even tried herself to like shed away the innocent image, which like even though she looks like a baby, she like still looks so good. Or she still like wanted to try something different. And I don't know, like there's just so much. I think she's just a real artist. So I'm so excited.
I hope it's something similar. I know this is very like typical IU, but I loved her real IU album? Oh. The one with like Good Day and like very like soothing acoustic. And then I think I love her collaboration with Ra D called Teacher. If you haven't heard that song, look it up. It's so good. That's like exactly what I love from her. But like because she likes to kind of try different things, I don't know what to expect from her. Yeah. But I feel like she's one of the few kind of like acoustic-y singers that I have consistently like stuck by and followed. Because like you said, she keeps it fresh while still like keeping it authentically her. Yeah. So I'm really excited. But yeah, she's getting older. We'll see what she brings this time.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, that's supposed to be happening. So
good pick.
Yes. How about you?
Let's see. I'm excited to hear. I need Dean to drop his Jungle EP. I think that's a follow-up to Trouble.
Wait, tell me about that. I don't know much about Jungle.
No one knows anything about it. I think he just like teased it. It was like, oh, get ready for Jungle.
Oh.
With all the vowels dropped because that's trendy. Jungle. So that needs to come out. And I just need to hear another collaboration between the Bermuda Triangle Boys. Between Zico, Dean, and Crush. Because I need something, like you said, maybe a little bit more like soft.
You
know, I really love Bermuda Triangle, but
yeah, oh my
I would
God.
like to hear just a little bit more vocal, a little bit more R&B, and maybe have Zico be like the feature person, minus the like instead of the other way around. I
feel
think
like
that would sound cool.
I think it's gonna happen. I think there's more. I think these guys. Well, Crush even told us at KCON. If you haven't watched the interview from KCON New York, he told us they've been working a lot together. So I feel like if they're coming out with this sound first, I feel like they're gonna switch it up on us and bring us something like in that more world that you're talking about.
I hope so.
For sure.
So yeah, I guess I'm just like hoping more from that trio. In general.
Sure. I'm also gonna mention Card, KARD.
Oh my gosh!
Because I thought, oh no, we both loved it. We both thought that was such a strong debut.
I haven't heard a negative comment, like overall negative feedback. I really haven't heard any. Like everyone really likes them.
Yeah, and this might have been like even overblown. You know, I sort of saw it on Twitter and I was like, nah, this is a little overblown. But like someone was like, Card, the future of K-pop. I'm like, okay.
Let's reel it back a little bit.
But you know, their whole thing, I guess, DSP Media was saying how they're going to do like 2 or 3 singles before the actual album. Before they start actually promoting and really going more out there. So I'm really curious what else they need to show seemingly before they debut or really go out there. So I'm really curious to see kind of what 2017 brings for them. I thought they were just very promising, very cool, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice. I guess we talked about this many times before, and this is my final, thing that I'm looking forward to, or just like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. Just I'm very intrigued by what's gonna happen, and I just want to see what Big Bang ends up doing, like after their promotions end and Top officially departs.
Right.
Want to see like if it's something that's gonna be right away, where they just start launching a bunch of like solo shit, or if they're gonna just kind of like be on the DL for a little bit. Right. I just want to see how 2017 pans out for the other 4 members.
Yeah. No, that'll be or if they're going to start enlisting, things like that. So very curious. I'll just throw out too that like I'm ready for full on SM return. TVXQ is gonna come back from the military. Girls, Tina just made. I love TVXQ.
I like JYJ. So.
Okay. This is another place where we differentiate. I really like.
Always. I do not care for the other 2 members.
Wow. Okay. No. Well, they'll be back. I'm very excited for them, but I'm also excited for, this should be a year where Girls' Generation releases, a year with FX.
Isn't Seohyung supposed to be doing a solo album?
Yeah, they're saying that's
overdue.
Coming too.
Yeah, that better come out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that'll be interesting. But I'm just very much looking forward to like kind of these groups coming back and make it SM kind of, bringing back their, because they did a lot of cool experimenting, lots of different things, but I'm ready for some Girls' Gen. I'm ready for some FX. I'm ready for TVXQ. I hope they come back. And I'm just going to throw it out there. I'll throw out a couple random ones, but I really want to see Girls' Day come back because I just always love their singles. I just always think they bring something good. They didn't release anything last year either, which was so sad. Right. So I'm ready. Ready for that new BTS album whenever it might come. Yeah. No rush, guys. They're doing fine. I have a feeling it's probably going to come springtime at the earliest because they're going on the Wings tour. That hits like America even in February.
Yeah. I'll be a minute before.
And I want to see some like anniversary. Like HOT didn't reunite, but like I feel like there's something. Isn't it like now their 20th anniversary or something like that, or like their 25th anniversary or something like that?
We're like the 50th anniversary.
It's the 50th anniversary of K-pop. No. And then, I just want to see After School come back, but I don't know if it's going to happen. No plans yet. And my other big favorite, Brown Eyed Girls. There's no actual plans for them all announced as of yet, but I'd love to see my original girl groups make the return. We'll see. Who knows? After School might be dead in the water for all I know, but I'm going to remain hopeful. And yeah, that's sort of my that's what I'm hoping for 2016, or at least some
Solid
albums
list.
that we know are kind of coming, or in some cases not really coming. And yeah,
Solid list.
yeah.
Let us
So
know what you're looking forward to, what you'd like to
Yes.
see.
for sure.
Any rumors that we missed.
Yeah, please let us know. And then
Hashtag K-Stop.
hashtag K-Stop babies.
And here's to a great 2017.
Yes, we hope your year has
And
started
K-pop
off
and
well.
everything
And
else.
K-pop and everything else in all your lives. So, yeah, on that positive note, we'll say goodbye and say, yeah, as always, this has been Jeff.
And this is Tina.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.